You know, I've been sitting here for days trying to make this video, and I just cannot come up with the words. So, instead of scrapping the idea, I'm just going to talk for a while, and hopefully it makes sense in the end. This video is dedicated to David Crowley and his wife and child, who were found suicided in their home after how many weeks of being there, nobody knows. He was the director of the upcoming movie/docudrama, I guess it would be, Gray State, which is all about the militarization of American police forces. I do not buy the official story that this man killed himself and his family. I think he was probably assassinated. It's because Gray State was a big project. It had a lot of funding. Unlike a lot of the great documentaries on YouTube that just don't get enough reach, I think Gray State was going to reach millions and millions of people. And who knows if we'll ever see the finished product now. But my heart, my thoughts go out to the friends and colleagues and family of this man. His child, his wife, all dead. I give you this link from InfoWars. Anti-establishment movie director found dead. Filmmaker was working on a project envisioning future federal martial law scenario and crackdown. Put a GLP thread, tons more information. And if you don't like those links, you can just Google Gray State. It's all over the place. While I never had any direct conversations with this man, I believe he was one of us, trying to bring light to what's really happening in America. And like so many others, he was killed because of it. I got a lot of links to give you here. Bear with me, I'm going to be all over the place, but it's all going to come around full circle in the end. Belgian terrorists had police uniforms 5 days ago from the Daily Beast. Europe, anti-terror raids net dozens arrested amid high anxiety. This is from Hawaii News Now. Make no mistake, roundups are going on overseas. They are rounding people up who they say may have connections to terrorism, and maybe they do. But maybe they don't. We're supposed to trust the official story, though, right? I don't think so. Meanwhile, back at home, ISIS-inspired terror suspect moved to Bond County Jail. Christopher Cornell, I believe. Maybe he was plotting to blow up the Capitol. Maybe he wasn't. I think it's very interesting. If you watch the video report, his father tells him in the courtroom, don't trust anyone. Why would he say that? It's also interesting that he was a 9/11 truther and also against the government and media, it being all controlled by the elite. While I do not condone nor support any sort of violence, especially blowing up the Capitol, I share some of these beliefs. 9/11 was an inside job. Our government is bought and paid for by the Federal Reserve, along with the media. Does this mean they're going to use these excuses to start rounding people up in America? What are your thoughts on that? I'll give you the link to this story. I got a bunch more here. It's funny, the mainstream media calls him crazy for saying that the banksters are running everything. Here's a link from the Washington Post. Government-controlled, elite-controlled, mainstream media, the Washington Post. Yes, the Federal Reserve has enormous power over who is president. If he's so crazy, then how come this is coming from the establishment media? Just to rub it in our face. Just my opinion. Here's another one. Richest 1% to own more than half of the world's wealth by 2016. This from HuffPost. Supreme Court green lights FEMA camps from Your Newswire 1 week ago. I got another one to go along with that. If you're looking for a job with FEMA, FEMA Corps currently accepting applications to begin serving in the summer of 2015. This is a .gov website. Bunch more to give you. Obama's security proposals will create cyber police state. Now, many of us watched his State of the Union speech. We learned absolutely, he said nothing that he hasn't said before. Oh, Obama, you are a great speaker. But you said nothing new. Because it's very clear what side of the fence you're on. Cybersecurity coming? You bet it is. I had a bunch more links that I deleted about all these hacks going on all over the place. Something must be done. This can't be allowed to go on. This is from Forbes, another mainstream outlet. Obama security proposals will create cyber police state. No doubt. The digital arms race. NSA prepares America for future battle. They are no doubt taking advantage of all of this supposed terrorist attacks all over the world and all these roundups to bring in more surveillance against the people. I saw something on TV this morning talking about the French, whoever over there they say they need to monitor 3,000 people immediately. I got more. It's amazing to watch how things are changing in America. And people are going to accuse me of being anti-Muslim. No, just pointing a couple things out. Oxford University warns authors not to write about bacon or pork to avoid offending Muslims. January 14, 2015. Why all of a sudden are we so concerned about offending Muslims? I ask you. Here's another one. Colorado public school. Girls must wear hijab. I'm sorry if that's not the way you say it. On field trip to mosque. First of all, why would you be taking a field trip to a mosque? But you're going to make all of the girls wear the headdress to avoid offending Muslims? I'd love people's thoughts on all this. 50 U.S. law enforcement agencies deploy radars that can see inside homes. This from Breaking 911. If you don't like that source, Google it. It's all over the place. How do you feel about law enforcement being able to scan your home and see its contents? Violation of your constitutional rights? Well, guess what? From the Free Thought Project, and I've reported on this before, Supreme Court rules you have no Fourth Amendment protection against cops ignorant of the law. I got a bunch of notes here. Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories, says George Bush back in the day. And a lot of people took it seriously because a lot of people will refuse to ever look at 9/11. And again, I'm jumping around a lot. I do apologize. The terror suspects over in France. Check this out. Buried in unmarked graves and secret ceremonies. Osama bin Laden, anyone? What do we got over here? Oh my God, sleeper cells. Look, we are stopping terrorist attacks all over. This past couple weeks have been nothing but rounding people up and foiled terrorist attacks all over the place. What else do we got here? Were we all just paranoid? You know, back in 2008, 2009, 2010, a lot of us were called paranoid conspiracy theorists. But here we sit in 2015, and over the past couple years, a lot of things that we were called the paranoid conspiracy people for back in the day have all started coming true. How can this be? And when I put out a video these days, oh, I don't see those comments anymore, people calling me crazy. Maybe one or two every now and then. Used to be half the comments. Wonder why that is. That's all the notes I got. Now, let's bring all this together full circle. I implore every law enforcement member, every military member, anyone in the position of authority, I implore you to watch Naomi Wolf's lecture, The End of America. Was posted on YouTube October 14, 2007. Yeah, back when we were all being called crazy. You are part of such a bigger agenda. You can't even imagine it. Please take 47 minutes to sit down and watch her lecture and listen and research what she's telling you. History is repeating, and you are all going to be part of it, whether you like it or not. You better figure out what side of the fence you're on. I beg you with everything in my heart to listen to her lecture. Everything she was talking about in 2007 is happening right now in 2015. Society is closing down in the name of the terrorist boogeyman. Heed her warning, I beg you. And if you want to know more after watching her lecture, I will of course put at the bottom the documentary Wake Up Call. A lot of things in Wake Up Call, Gray State was talking about. And like I said, I don't know if that film will ever come out. But check the first link if you want to see the trailer to Gray State and compare it to what you see in the documentary Wake Up Call. Please rate this video. Please send it to your friends and family. Please. It's not too late to wake up one more person. I fly that flag in my background because we are very much in distress. Not just America, the entire world. Under attack by the elite to bring upon global enslavement of humanity. Please heed Naomi Wolf's warning. I cannot stress enough. Share that lecture everywhere, because everything she's talking about is happening. Debunk it if you can, but I guarantee you, you can't. Until the next one, you guys take care, stay safe always. I will see you on the next one.